Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode on this channel. Yes, it's very difficult to get a good trainer, a teacher, a mentor these days, especially in the English language. But should that stop you from learning something in life, especially the English language? No, it shouldn't. So this video is going to highlight on different types of learners and teachers. In one of my short videos, I've already elaborated on different types of teachers in the sense trainer, mentor, lecturer, professor. There is a big difference between all these professions. It has got a common thread, that is, they all teach, but still their job description is different. You need to know that. Now, keeping all that aside, I'm going to tell you something very casually today. Different types of learners, we already know about that. There are different types of teachers as well. Let's talk about teachers, trainers, whoever is teaching you something. Now, this is a fact. This is something which I have also come across. Type 1. Some teachers, they choose this profession not out of passion, but only for the sake of getting a job. So some of them have told me when I take interviews, when I conduct interviews for the teachers, they tell me I didn't get placed in something else or something that I really wanted in life. So I thought of trying out the teaching profession, or for the time being, I'll do something with the teaching profession. So just for the sake of getting a job, many people get into this not out of passion or not because of their long-term or short-term goals, whatever you want to call it. That's the type 1. The second type is there are some people who just want to do something in life. They have finished their degree or they are quite qualified. So they don't want to sit simply. So in order to do something, they take up the teaching job. This is applicable for any job, not out of interest, not out of passion, not out of dedication. Some people start very small without any intention, but I have seen a lot of people who just start with this intention, but in the later part of their life, they grow to be sincere, they grow to be passionate, and they start doing a lot of things to help their students and their learners. Okay, so that's another type. There are some people who just want to while away their time, and for that we have got both online platforms and offline platforms these days. Some of them just want to have a conversation or just come and while away their time and follow the basic structure given by an institution or a platform and finish it off and come back. It's like, did you do your work? Yes, I have done it. That's all. Nothing more than that. So there are different types of people with different intentions. And for others, it's just doing something for convenience sake. Like, this school is very close to my house, so I thought of taking up this profession. The IT company is very far away from my house, I'm not choosing that. Or something very creative, going for something else, it's too far away, I'm not going to choose that. It's more of commuting purpose, or maybe because family members are forcing you, or maybe because you just want to go to a place for convenience sake. So these are different types of teachers, and I really understand when people email me telling it's very difficult to get a good trainer these days, especially who understand the problem, who is approachable, at the same time who is able to give some productive sessions. I really understand that, because even as a school student, I have also come across such teachers, and to be very frank, I had a lot of English teachers who were not very particular about the productivity or about the growth of a learner. It was more of teaching a group collectively, but I was blessed with a few teachers who were so passionate and countable ones. I should tell you that. It's like experience sharing for me. This particular video is more like an experience sharing for me. So, through the experiences of our life, we learn a lot of things. And this has happened with me in every subject. Some of them are not passionate, some of them don't really come to teach, some of them just come for all the other reasons that I've already elaborated. Now, Our aim, our target, our objective, all these three things are different. Okay, it is to develop, to learn something. Now, talking about the English language, the first point that I want to stress on is if you want to learn a language, listen to that language or try to talk in that language, because if you're going to listen to bilingual systems of teaching, it may help you to understand something, and that is really helpful. But in the long run, you will not get the fluency. Recently, I came across a learner who told me, Ma'am, I want to speak flawless English. Flawless English is not an easy target. You need to work a lot. Just by joining a course or just by enrolling for something that you see, you will not become flawless in English. And if you come across people who speak good English, it's only because of their effort. Now, at this point of time, I would like to stress on one more point. There are a lot of people coming to me telling that I don't have, I haven't done my schooling in an English medium school. I don't have such a background. So because of that, I was not able to speak English for a very long time. I didn't get the base. You should understand that even people who have successfully studied in English medium schools speak good English. If they speak good English, it's only because of their effort. Because when you get things free on a silver platter, it's not necessary that you take the extra effort. I had a lot of classmates. I studied in an English medium school. I had a lot of classmates who did not take any language seriously. I had to study a lot of languages, second language, third language, but none of them took it very seriously because their aim was different and they thought that language does nothing at all in life. It's like, just trying to communicate or trying to express something and that's it. But now people realize the importance of language, not just for expressing and communicating, but it's more than that, right? So there are a lot of people who do things out of interest, because when you're learning in an English medium school, I'm coming to the types of learners, you have a structure and you study a language as a subject. There is a limitation there. And if you come across people speaking fluent English, of course, they are getting an extra chance to speak in the, in their classrooms or in the space surrounded with teachers and friends. But still, if they speak flawless English with fluency, it's only because of their extra effort, that they take while reading, while speaking, while doing something extra, while imagining things and writing. There are a lot of things that you can do to improve. So what I'm trying to tell you is it's not late. Even if you start doing it right now, it's not late, because believe me, there are a lot of learners who come to me who've crossed the age of 45 who come and tell me that I decided to get rid of my fear and have started speaking in the language shamelessly. I don't fear anything. I don't have the fear of making mistakes. It's okay. I will make mistake. I will learn from my mistakes. That should be your attitude. And some of you say, I'm not able to speak to anyone. Even I don't have anyone to speak to in English. I also make mistakes. I should admit that. But I create the space so that I read and talk and develop and maintain what I have. Retain also what I have. Now, coming to the different types of learners, some of them make the best of the opportunities that they have. Some of them cannot enroll on for courses or for any kind of extra training sessions. What they do is, even if they get a book to read in the English language, they'll try to create some activities and read it again and again and try to learn the different style of writing. Sometimes they will try to study the way a sentence is written and they try to dissect the sentence. See, that is how you learn a language. I had a school student who just had one book to read and she kept on reading it several times and she came up with different interpretation. In the sense, it's not finding different meaning on the words, not that, but finding out that she doesn't know this part of the sentence, she doesn't know this part of the grammar, or this particular sentence can also be written in such a way. See, such kind of analytical studies, assessing oneself takes place. But some people, they enroll for hundreds of courses. This month I will do that. This month I will take up this exam. I'll do that. I'll do this. But they don't reach anywhere because they don't have a target. They don't have a plan. If you ask them, why did you join this course? It's only because, they say, it's for this purpose, but I've lost track. It's very important to keep a track of what you're doing. And I've already done a video on this earlier. You need to understand that. So keep a track. At the same time, you should also understand that this is a language or whatever skill you're trying to develop, not just language, even if it's dancing, swimming. You can't just go for 10 dance classes or just for 6 months and say, okay, I'm a very good dancer. You need to dance, you need to perform, you need to study, you need to read, you need to communicate with different people, understand the different style of doing it, and why it is, all these why, how, where, when, these things you need to understand, comprehend, digest, slowly take it as small chunks, and then expose yourself to the experience of learning. So I've talked about the different types of trainers and teachers. Coming to different types of learners, I've already mentioned 2 types. Life will not give you everything. That you should understand. You will not be put up in a good school sometimes. Even if you're put up in a good school, maybe you will not get the atmosphere to study. I should tell you that I do not have the good ambience at home to study, to follow up on whatever I learned at school. Yes, this is a different story. It was very difficult for me. I did not get much encouragement, because our native tongue is not English. Though you're surrounded with teachers and students who speak in the English language, that is only for a certain period of your day. After that, you have got other options, other choice also, either to play video games or to chat with your friends or to speak in your native tongue. It's the choice that you make. It's the interest that you develop over time. So I didn't have much ambience to speak in English or to even write or people to encourage me just for a couple of them. But what I saw in those people, those gems, people who encouraged me, they had valid points to tell me. And I followed them ardently. I started working on all the tips that they gave me instead of telling, no, that's not going to work on me, or that's not going to work for me. I'm just going to give up. So it was very difficult for me also. So life will not give you everything. Sometimes you will be given something, certain things. Sometimes you will have very good ambience. You will have all the opportunities, but maybe you will not get a good teacher. That is also important. It's okay because now everything is accessible. And what you need to know is guidance is very important these days because you can also learn any language online. You can come across different phrases, sentences, and beautiful channels and beautiful people are there speaking about different topics. But guidelines and guidance, you need to follow that. And at the same time, you need to understand that this particular guideline, this particular target set for me, or this particular channel is going to work for me. Yes, so that is more important. It's very difficult to get good guidance these days. I will not say a good teacher because even online classes happened for the past 2 years during the pandemic season. And some students found it difficult. You know why? Because they were not used to self-learning process. That's very important. In the foreign countries, most of the time they encourage self-analysis, assessment, and also self-learning. It's like they don't spoon feed you. And some of the schools in India, they're also following the same system. So self-learning is important, but I have come across a lot of students telling me that, ma'am, it's very easy for me these days because I get a lot of time to learn. I'm not only learning all the 5 subjects prescribed for me in the syllabus, but I'm also going through other things. I've enrolled for other skills. That is very good because they've got into this strategy of developing at the same time learning things for themselves, not for their parents and not for anyone else. And age is not a bar to learn anything. If you have got the right attitude and the right approach, that's more than enough. I have come across a lot of old people, they say, I've crossed 60 years of age or I've crossed 50 years of age. I don't have to develop. Nobody expects me to develop or I just want to live my life like this. It's not like that. Every day is a new day. Every experience is a new one. Every breath that you take is new. These days, I don't have to tell you, we value fresh air so much. We are supposed to wear face masks and walk around. You're not allowed to breathe the fresh air because of the pandemic, because of several reasons, because of pollution, right? So we understand the value of fresh air now. We have started to understand, and that's why people are taking a lot of measures and steps so that we get better ambience, better atmosphere, that we maintain better environment and all that. So everything is a new experience, and we come across different people, um, just being wiped out from the face of the earth, whether young or old. Age doesn't matter. Anything can happen to me or you anytime, right? So that is what the pandemic has taught us, at least for people who didn't realize this earlier. So take note of all these points and understand what a trainer wants from you, and as a learner, what you want from the trainer before you start developing or learning something. That is very important. I hope this video helped you to some extent, and I hope that you will also keep following the channel, because I'm going to start with book reviews. I've purchased a set of good books. I'm going to read those books, start taking down notes, and if you're interested, I can give you the summary, not the story. I can give you the gist of the book so that if you're interested, you can purchase from the link that I give in the description. So stay positive and just continue what you're doing, and please work hard, because people mistake hard work with smart work. You need to be smart in the 21st century, but if you don't work hard, success will not come to you. You have to run behind, and your approach to life also will be wrong. I am telling you that. You will realize that at a very later part of your life, and it will be too late. So hard work is important, determination is important, perseverance is important. At the same time, you need to be smart as well. Do not discourage yourself. Stay positive, and this is Renee Rose Matthew. Bye-bye.